Welcome back to Les Schwab Tire Center's Outdoor GPS, presented by Fisherman's Marine and Outdoor.
Welcome back, everyone. We're lucky enough to be joined by Mr. Bill Monroe, Jr., owner-operator of Bill Monroe Outdoors. He's professionally guiding as we speak with a boat full of clients on the Lower Columbia chasing spring Chinook. This last segment gave you a quick rundown of what he's seeing real time, but we always want to know, Bill, of what a guide has got on the end of his rods for all of his clients out there. What are you doing, and are you doing anything different than maybe of what you've done in the past?
I will show you. Actually, this is why I kept my rod in on the last pass.
Nice.
All right. So you've got, your typical inline flasher. Down here this year, the water is running a little bit cleaner this year. Usually if it's dirtier, I like red. That's my thing. Red BMK, it's the thing.
Yeah, it is.
But this year I'm running a little bit. The water's clean. It's a little warmer. I've switched over to orange. A little bit of gold on this one. There's some yellow and orange with a little bit of mirrored backing. That's a real key piece. And then we all know we've got our 48 to 50 inch leader with a little bit of a bead chain in it. We always like to have a nice piece of bait. Of course, I use mine until the scales fall off, and then it gets, thrown away, recycled. And then another thing about your dropper, my dropper always matches the top of my flasher. Now, in pro troll times of the year, that will not work. Right. Don't even confuse the two. Totally different beasts right there. Pro trolls and flashers are two different things. Sorry, I'm scaring one too. So yeah, a little bit of a different type of fishery, but me, this is flasher time with herring, and I like to just dredge the bottom. That's kind of a big thing for me, getting it down on the bottom. If you're dredging the bottom and that weight's down there, your flasher is guaranteed to be about 6 inches up off the water if your weight's dragged. So sometimes if you pull your herring up and it's really dredging, you pull your herring, you'll be able to see your herring has sand on it. I mean, it's hitting the bottom of the river. You don't want that. You just want the weight to barely tap, like occasional taps, and that will keep the bait just barely up off the sand and the flasher just barely even up higher off of that. And that's going to put it right on those fish's face, right in front of them. We don't want it below them because fish can't see down. They can see up. So that's something to think about too.
Well, no, that's a great point. I mean, you always want to make sure that you've got your baits where the fish actually are. And I think that that's where a lot of people, myself included, sometimes get lazy and they're not running braille quite like they should. A lot of times we will get lazy and bring it up a crank or two thinking that, oh, okay, I'll be close enough. Well, you're not. Spring Chinook, they're running their bellies on the beach, aren't they?
On the dirt. Well, 100%. You are going to see 9.9% of springers in cold water matrix fisheries. They are going to be on the dirt, and that's why we like to get it down. Down
where you are, Bill, would you say it's a little bit different of a troll than, say, maybe up by Davis Bar or Frenchman's or something like that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, completely different beasts down here, only because we have tides down here. And, tides are going to affect all the way up to Longview. I mean, you think about Longview and just below it, you're going to have like wobbler fisheries where they love to sit on the outgoing tide, right? It's the same thing when we're trolling. The same type of aspect, but really, and that's what I was telling you about. When we get an incoming, it's a lot stronger down here in the lower sections, basically the lower half of the Columbia.
Right.
That incoming tide is a real beast. And that's what I love to fish. That's why we're here. It's that special little timing thing. And there is a little fine little thing where we got to hit that timing just right. It's really important.
What is that particular timing when you're talking about that tide change from going out to coming in? Yep. Do you want the high or the low slack, or are you looking for a time frame after that?
I want both slacks primarily, but the outgoing, the exchange between the bottom of the outgoing And the beginning, the first hour or two of the incoming is going to be the key to slowing things down, making things a little bit. I can speed the boat up on the income, all sorts of variables to hit those slack periods, an hour before and 2 hours after. That's my key to fishing. Sometimes it doesn't work so much up if you're up at like Multnomah Falls, which we haven't really had a fishery there for 4 years now for springers. But really, up there, you can do things differently in that water because it is always one speed of water. No real tidal influences once it's really on the bottom of the river. But yeah, a little different beats.
Yeah, no, makes perfect sense. That's why I wanted to get that answer out there. All right, so bottom line, though, you're fishing herring. Are you looking for a tight drill bit spin? Do you like a little bit of a wobble? What is it that you look for when you're putting your baits in the water to say, okay, that's a bait that's going to get bit if I put it in front of a fish?
Well, I do like a plug cut, of course. There's all sorts of ways you can plug a piece of herring. You know what I mean? There's miter boxes, there's coho cuts, there's chinook cuts. There's all the cuts. Me personally, I'm a 45 degree in the knife and then a 45 degree angle on the blade. So it's like a 45, and I'm there. Now, it's all about the way you rig that top hook. And I can kind of show you it. This top hook, I mean, it comes out right at the base of your 45 degree top. It's right in the middle of the spine. And when you're inserting, it's just to the left of the backbone, about 3 or 4 ribs in. And I like to float my rear herring right behind. Just a little bit of a different thing that I do. And I really, really, really like slip ties. It's just kind of how I operate. I don't know. You can do fixed. A lot of guys stick by that too. Different way of doing things. There's a bunch of different ways to be effective.
Well,
you know what I mean?
It falls down to where you're confident, right? You like that slider up front. You're able to position your hook no matter what the size of your bait is, so that back hook is right where you want it at all times.
Yes, very much so. Very much so.
Well,
so that's the thing.
No, I appreciate all the information. We all do. Everyone that's watching at home, you're giving the opportunity for somebody to live vicariously through you and all your clients that are out there. All right, so the rest of the week, you're staying down low.
I'm going to stay here, yep. You know what the best thing is about the springtime? The winter time, we duck hunt.
Yay, look at that.
And we make pepperoni out of our wintertime efforts. So everybody can have, you know what, son?
Yeah, he does.
This is the best part of spring chinook fishing right here.
Yeah, especially when you got a good guide that'll give you something to gnaw on. Not every one of the guides out there will do that, but when you have the opportunity, you take advantage of it when you're with a good guide. Bill?
Nothing wrong with that.
That looks delicious. I saw some cheddar in there, so yeah, I'm getting a little jealous. I haven't gotten mine back yet.
Jalapeno cheddar. Oh, buddy.
Bill, thank you as always for some info. We appreciate it. For those that are watching, is there any room for you going forward before things close on the Columbia?
There sure is. I've got very few March days. That first week of April, that's always full. I got some room towards the last week of March. But then the middle of April, all the way until the first week of May, we're going to either be in the limit or we're going to go above the dam and fish Wind River or something.
Right.
But we're going to be fishing. Yep.
Next time we talk, Bill, I want to talk to you about what we're going to do after the 5th of April, if there's going to be anything that changes, but we're a long ways away from that. We're not going to open that can of worms at this point. But, Bill, we appreciate your time. Good luck. Be safe. And I hope that you can get a fish in the boat today.
That's good stuff.
Take care, my friend. Thank you. We appreciate your time, Bill. Big thanks. He's actually out there working. I'm glad his clients are being flexible in letting him get that for us, or the information out there for us, of course. All right, we're going to cut to a break. When we come back, we have a phone call from Michael from Northeast. We're going to take his call. Also, if you'd like to jump in, questions, comments, reports, this is your time. 503-548 6777. We'll be right back.
Outdoor GPS is brought to you by Yakima Bait, steeped in tradition, innovation, and fishing success. And by Procure Bait Sense, ruthlessly effective.